Ki Lashem HaMelucha. Ki Lashem HaMelucha. Ki Lashem HaMelucha. Uyumoy shel bagoyim. Ve'hoya Hashem melech al kol ha'orechet. Hagol ha'orechet. Oy, 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 vay, oy. Yeh Hashem echad. Nochamol ve'hoyoshe Agud Voch Boisai. Welcome to all the guests. We have many. Anybody want to say hello here? Shalom Aleichem. What's your name?
My name is Yonah.
Yonah.
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles. It's a Los Angeles week. What's your last name?
Gold.
Gold. Yonah Gold. Related? Does everybody ask you? He's also from Los Angeles. Rabbi Gold.
No, I've been asked. I've also been asked about Eli Gold. No.
2 stars in LA.
Yeah.
There's a famous gold here in this neighborhood too. Yermi Gold. Yeah. Who else? You guys want to say hello? Shalom Aleichem. What's your name? From where?
We go to guys that day.
You know the live stream in the morning?
You do the live stream in the morning. How's it going? Still at 2?
3 now.
3. That's 50% more. It's gewaldig. Bezrat Hashem. Miod. Who else? Who else do we have here? A bunch of guys. You guys want to say hello? What's your name?
Shalom Haridim from LA also.
You staying for the whole show? Or just the beginning?
We're leaving soon, but I had to come. I saw you in LA when you came to Chazak.
Ah, very nice.
So I had to come.
Don't worry about the guy. He
It
doesn't.
was actually my 9th grade Rebbe though. So
Gewaldig. Okay, shout out to him. Who else? See a bunch of guys. Oh, what's your name?
Yellow Summers.
Yellow Summers. From? Do you have relatives in Chicago? No. Okay. Nice to meet you. What school do you go to?
Netzach.
That's the Netzach table. At the Hebrew shir, that's where the Netzach boys sit.
What's up to Netzach here?
You're also Netzach?
Yeah, but Chassidus Netzach.
Is it Chassidish Netzach? Where's that?
That's Netzach.
What city?
Yeah, Shem.
Really? Wow. It's the same owners?
Yeah. We're Bumba.
Givaldic. Okay, Rabbi Isai, this is a little teaser. If anybody wants to watch, I loved it. Our editor, English editor, Ariel, he put this together. It's the a little bit of the Safari. So if you go into the bot, if you have the WhatsApp bot, you just put in the word Safari. This thing will download to your phone. Here's a little bit of a teaser. It's just actually, it's not even a teaser, just the beginning, and then everything else afterwards. The cheetah kill, the whole thing is.
Chase.
I mean, yeah. Sorry. What a slip. Is there sound? You don't have sound? Hold on, it's Shabbos. Bruchim Abayim, our second annual appreciation trip. But this is not Stamas Fire Trip. This is the number one place in the world. It has an amazing amount of cats, and that's what we want to go for. It's a tremendous course to be here with some of my best friends. All of you are a huge part of MBY. The most incredible thing for me would be to learn a Daf Yomi under a tree with a leopard. All right, if you want to see the rest, Ayin Sham. And I won't have that blue thing cutting off the leopard. What a mistake. I always say, this is one of the best ever. It's not just because it's Noam Fix's granddaughters and Aaron Fix, who comes to the Hebrew Shir every night, his daughters. Check this out. This is unbelievable. Carries a tune, Avodah Zarah.
The grandfather, not the father.
Hold on. You see in the last night's shir, the Standard Island Lebovits made a beautiful siyum, and I'd like to highlight a few points about the siyum. First and foremost, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to Yossi Moskowitz for graciously hosting and sponsoring such a splendid dinner. The ambience was exceptional. In typical NDY style, it was heartwarming to see Yossi's young son, Shulam, proudly participating in making a siyum himself alongside his father and the rest of us. Unlike... Huh? Who's Gary? Unlike the last siyum in Staten Island, this time our ambassador, Mechi Oberlander, did not ditch us. He's actually the force behind the beautiful event. Also, guys, if you don't know the rules, over here there's zero talking. Also, this time, unlike the last, we did have two Litvaks attending the siyum. Though one identifies himself as yeshivish and the other as Jewish. Nachamal. Though one identifies himself as yeshivish and the other as Jewish, weiter. The highlight of the evening was undoubtedly the guest speaker, Ari Chaimwitz. Although he expressed the desire not to be remembered as the guy who hates Gemura, and I won't say who he is, his inspiring motivational speech left a lasting impression on all of us. Thank you, Mark Shinazi, for arranging Ari Chaimwitz at House Siyum, Pinny Taub, and Staten Island Chevra. Hello, Rebelli. Beryl Steinerman from Clifton, New Jersey. A while back, he challenged us to teach even one Daf Yomi shir to see how much is involved in preparing it. Baruch Hashem, I can take on your suggestion because of my flexible summer schedule. I started giving a shir in the local Shul Pesach, Torah Institute in Pesach, at 11:30 a.m. each weekday over the summer. I want to tell you that you were right. One cannot compare the effort it takes to prepare a shir versus just learning it on your own. It needs so much more Clarkite to say the shir over clearly. I had to correct the mistake I made in yesterday's daf, which was a humbling experience. I'm now so much more, welcome to the club. Every day I do that. So much more appreciative of you for what you do. I'm finding the experience extremely rewarding. I get a sense of flow where I feel that I'm in the moment, that time does not exist around me. I'm focused and energized during the shir and feel like I'm flying high. I cannot describe the geschmack, the tremendous sipuk it gives me to give a clear shir to others. I took a page from your book and made my own chart, a canvas slideshow for the sugya of selling white roosters. Not as advanced as your AI, but I still see how much time and effort went to making it. I also researched a good joke for the sugya. I found one on h.com. Thank you so much for all you do. That's it. You got to find the joke. You got to do a chart. Clifton, New Jersey. Check this out. Here he is. Shmak. There's this chart. Something about a white rooster. This rooster. What else do we have here? Today I'm trying something new. Posting a status. I'm not a status guy. Giving updates on whether I finished learning today's daf. Very quickly. Good friend of mine, Rabbi Amichai Gez, texted me, sending me chizuk. Hoping it helps with consistently, highly recommend to others, especially those NSGs, non-status guys. Talmud since Pesachim Daf Chavav J. Nathanson. All right. The Masechta is sponsored by David Salmon, dedicated in memory of Avi Meir of Shmuel Baruch ben Reb Chaim Tzvi Doiv Zichron Levracha. Masechta sponsored Shira, anonymous Hatzlacha Baruch Nis Begashmi Zechus Achenu Bnei Yisrael. Anonymous may our learning be a shield of protection, a source of unity and blessing for Am Yisrael. Joel Gedalius, Leil Nishmas, my father Jack Gedalius. Kyle sponsors monthly. Mishar and Miriam Landy. Thanks Hashem for all the bracha and simcha. Day, Igal and Male. Sponsoring for my 30th birthday, Mazel Tov. Mazel Tov to Shmuli and Talia Ben Tzvi. Their beautiful wedding. May they have much nachat. Monthly sponsors, TCS Israel, powered by Talk and Save, Yoni Klatzik, For Shleimo, Miriam Esther, Bas Prado Pesel. New White Kids Monthly Innovations, Chus, Official Chanan, Akiva. I saw the official gets another Mazel Tov. I don't know exactly what it is. We'll hear about it tomorrow probably. Rivki and Mrs. Stefansky, Kalmo and Yisrael for learning four Masechtas with Rebelli. Art of the month. For Shleimo, Rabbi Isai is here in the room. Yohonatan Eitan, Ben Basheva Bracha, L'Refuah Shleimo. For Chus, for Rebelli and the whole MDY staff to continue to make Torah so enjoy so many. In honor of Yossi Klein and Mark Ashkenazi for all the work they do. Yohonatan Eitan, you give me a lot of chizuk when you come here. What's the Shabbos? Should have a refuah shleima. Boy said we have a daf of Agadata. Mamash daf of Agadata, and we can learn a lot of Yesodis for life from this daf. Here's a shaila: are you allowed to hug your own sister? Huh? Yes. Yes. You say yes. Yes. So funny, because in the Hebrew share I asked the question, I said no, no, and here it is yes, yes. Where are the Hasidim in the room? You allowed to hug your sister? The Hasidim in the room on no Chash V'Arayis. The Hasidim in the room on Friday said we don't even hug our own daughters. MS. That's what they said. I'm not making this up. So what's the halacha? You say Aisha Sishnat. What's your name? Shalom Aleichem. Yoni Sandberg.
It's supposed to be David Sandberg's father.
Wow, what a schus. I know. I know who you are. Givaldik. You wouldn't come to the Hebrew, huh?
I could.
Givaldik. Also LA?
Yeah.
You have an LA face, you know?
Well,
I don't know. It's just
Tom Hanks is stunt double. So.
Tom Hanks stunt double. Well, I can see the resemblance. Givaldik. I hope not that the one that he acts a little.
Not Forrest Gump.
Not Forrest Gump. I hope that one not. We don't. Okay. So Be'ez Hashem will see. It's not so pashut. Shulchan Aruch says, if you want to know the answer, Shulchan Aruch says you shouldn't. Chiddush. Even though you're used to your sister, and the Gemara tells us that Chacham daven to take away the taiva for your own mother, your own daughter, and her sister also. Nevertheless, it's a minik shoitim. It's not an isser, but it's a minik shoitim. Idiots do that. As I state in Shulchan Aruch. Torah Rabbanan. Here goes the story. We're holding Daf Amud Beis, 6 lines from the bottom. We actually did some of it, saying over the story about the fixes, and then I showed it now the fixes thing. I said the story from Noam, but Chazer over. Rabbi Lezer was caught, Leminos, meaning the minim, that Apikarsim wanted to kill him. He was learning Torah. Halu Ligardim Lida, and they brought him to a place where they kill people. So the guy in charge over there says, what are you learning Torah for? What's wrong with you? You're an old man, what are you doing? Tziduk Hadin, we're going to have it today, later also. Well, maybe not you guys, the Israelis. There's a thing called, HaKadosh Baruch Hu knows what he's doing. Hashem has a cheshbon. Tziduk Hadin. Neman alei hadayin. I trust the judge. The Shaita thinks to himself, he thought he was talking about himself. He thought he was giving him a compliment. Meanwhile, Rabbi Eliezer was talking to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Since you trusted me, you said Neman alei hadayin. Dimos Poterato. He swore in the name of the Avodah Zarah. That's it. You're off the hook. Go back home. Rabbi Eliezer was very disturbed by this whole episode. What are they taking him? He's Rabbi Eliezer. They're taking him. They want to kill him. He had to get out of it. B'neis. They had to console him. He was ois mensch. He refused to accept nechama. Amalei Rebbe Akiva, so Rebbe Akiva took a stab at it. Rebbe, I want to use something that you taught me to help you. Amar lo yamar. No, what do you have to say? Amar lo Rebbe, Shema minos bali yodcha v'yenacha. Perhaps once in your lifetime you heard something, some sort of apikarsus, and you enjoyed it. And because of that little enjoyment, HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave you a real good scare today. Yeah, you're saved, but you were scared. Omar loy akiva skartani. Yeah, interesting. It's a good thing you reminded me. Yeah, now you got something. He says, yeah, I'll tell you the story. I was once walking in the marketplace. So it says over here on the side in the guys of Tzionim, Mitamidi Yeshua Notzri. I found Yoshka's student. The Yaakovish Kfar Schanya Shmoy. His name was Yaakov. Omar Li. Now you got to be careful. You can't have enough from this mice over here, because maybe you'll be like Rebbe Eliezer. So please don't enjoy the story. It says in your Torah, Lisovi Esnan Zoina. There's a halacha that a woman who receives money for znus, you're not allowed to use that money for the Beis Hamikdash to buy a carbon. There's another halacha that if you trade a dog for a sheep, let's say you want to bring a carbon, you have a good dog, so you trade with somebody for a sheep. He gives you a sheep, you give him the dog. Also, you can't use it as a carbon. Let's say I have some money. You can't use it for a carbon. I want to use it for a bathroom. For the Kohen Gadol, 7 days before Yom Kippur comes close to the Beis HaMikdash, outside over there in Har Beis. You got to prepare for Yom Kippur. I want to build a bathroom for him. From this treifa of money that I can't buy a carbon. Could I do it? You don't get into a discussion with a kofer. The beginning of their religion, terrible people. You don't get into it with them. I didn't say a word. Omar li kachlim dani. This is what Yoshke taught me. That's what it says on the side here. It's Yoshke. These gifts that Klal Yisrael brought are like from Zoyna money. And I'll go back to the Znus, go back to the Zoyna. So he learned Pshat in the Pasuk. It's like maybe, we'll call it like in nowadays, a Chassidish Vart, sort of. Since it came from a terrible place, build a bathroom with it. It came from a dirty place, put it back in a dirty place. And gave me a geschmack. And that's what you probably meant. And for that moment, you hear what's going on here? He had a na from a vart, from a kofer, and for that he deserved to go through this whole terrible thing. Who knows how many days he was there? They want to kill him, and they bring him into the court. He sees the gallows and everything, and at the last minute he gets out of it. For that, because he had a na. I asked Oilam on Friday, and a bunch of the guys who have American mothers. My mother used to tell me, I was a Let's over there at home, and I used to say certain jokes, and she would tell my brothers and sisters, she says, don't laugh, it's not funny. So I'll tell her, if it's funny, they're laughing. If it's not funny, they're not going to laugh. How can you tell somebody it's not funny, they shouldn't laugh? I don't chap. And they tell me, our mothers also used to do it. It's not funny, don't laugh. What do you mean it's not funny? If it's a good vart, you have enough from it. It's not a good vart, if somebody else said the vart, you would have enough from it. So, because it's yashka, so that's why, okay. I don't understand 100%. You should distance yourself. Zuminus. You know that the guy is a min. You know he's apikaris. Try not to enjoy it. It's inside your head, go la 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 la, whatever. Don't enjoy it. Don't get close to the door of her house. Zurashus. This is the authorities. At the end they'll come. They'll kill you. Some say you can learn both of these things for one word. The rishus and the minus you learn from the beginning of the pasuk. Well, stay away from these things. If you know of a zayna that lives in the neighborhood, you have to stay away from a door 4 amos. Like a archaka, a geder. Rabbanon that don't learn this pshat of Yashka. Hi, mesnan zayna, my darshiv. So what do they do with these words? Mesnan zayna. It came from a Zoyna, went back to the Zoyna. What is this? So the Gemara gives Rav Chizda. It's a different drasha. The Rav Chizda calls Zoyna sheniskeres, the Zoyna that takes money. At the end, she's going to have to pay. It's like it flips on her. People treat her disgustingly. It's going to be the reverse. This idea, no. So if it's nus, they have to be marchik yourself. Is the halacha? They have to be marchik yourself. Daled amas from the door. Rebbe Das argues on this. Rebbe Das. It has to be a physical thing, arise, and that's it. Anything that's not physical, you're not over and arise. There's no Indian to be marchik, says Rebbe Das. He argues, machloikes. You don't have to distance yourself 4 amas. Shenemar ishi shel kol shei b'sari lisikru legalis erva. It's the erva itself, but you don't need a richok. You don't have to distance yourself. Ula, says the Gemara, a very interesting story. Ula kav also mebei Rav, when he came back from yeshiva, who knows how long he was gone? In those days, they used to go for a year at a time, at least. He came back, he would kiss his sister on her hand, and some say on her chest. It says in the pasuk, Yaakov kissed Rachel and he cried. So the Kotzker asks, why did he cry? What's shaykhs? He kissed. So he says because the future Durs are not going to understand exactly what happened there. The Shulchan Aruch says before, you look in the Shulchan Aruch, it says, yes, there's a thing about a sister who's not, like a lot of people in the room said, but she's very close, so you don't really have the taiva, so l'chayr it's mutter. So he says it's a davar meguna. It's not a nice thing to do. And then he says, well, what about, I saw someone on the side over there says, I forgot who, one of the Noisa Kalim says, and what about our Gemara and Ula? Ula was in such a high madrega, it's a dami like a kishura. He, nothing. It didn't, if you're in such a thing, he knew Ba'atzma, it says, Shaloyavali day here, this is not going to bring him to here, so maybe it's mutter. So. Ula himself argues on this. You're not allowed to even get close. Because you tell another famous thing that you tell a Nazir. Tell a Nazir, stay away. Schar, you should go around the Carmelite Tikrav. If you have a vineyard, you go around. You don't let, the Nazir is not allowed to eat grapes. But why can't he go through a vineyard? No, stay away. Go all the way around. Let's see if we have this thing. On Friday, they were working on this.
Hello, I need the fastest route to the Samsung Delilah Wedding Garden. I think there's a shortcut through some vineyard.
Yes, it'll only take 5 minutes. But wait, are you the driver?
No, I'm the nunnik sitting next to the driver.
Great. A Nazir with a sense of humor.
What? How do you know I'm a Nazir?
What did you think? That I don't have a sense of humor? Recalculating route. This will take 35 minutes because we need to go around all the vineyards.
What? 35 minutes? In that much time I could study all of Amud Aleph. Or 7 times Amud Beis.
Leich Amr Naziro. There's a Yisoid, you tell the Nazir, stay away. So when it comes to Erva, Arayis, a sister, you stay away. Says the Gemara, La Aluka, Nu Sugya. La Aluka Shtei Bonois, Hav. Aluka had 2 daughters, Hav. Give. My Hav. What's this give? So, Rabbi says, first of all, you got to say this. Any opportunity. There's 2 types of people in this world, 2 types of people in this room. There's the givers and the takers. That's how life is. I know everybody in this room is thinking to themselves, I'm a giver. Think to yourself, are you the one that set up the room? Are you the one that brought the pizza? How exactly did you give? Okay, but there's givers and there's the takers. The givers and the takers. And those who give, always, mark my word, they always end up winning. The givers are the winners. So, Hav, that's their name. Give. They want. Omer Marukva, Kol Shtei Bonos Shetzakis Migehenim. These are the 2 daughters who scream out from Gehenim. Va'imreis ba'olam hazeh, Havei. They're in this world, they scream out, give. Umani, who gives? Minus, they're saying, bring Avodah Zarah, give Avodah Zarah, That's why they're in Gehenim now. Varishos, give taxes, give to the government. Those are the two people that are in Gehenim. Similar, called Gehenim to Ekez V'Meres. This is Gehenim itself screaming. The Gehenim is begging, give me some. I need some fuel. Give me these two daughters that scream. All they do is scream, give. When a person is a kaifer, he won't do tshuva. And he won't have olam haba. Ask the Gemara a simple question. If they don't do tshuva, why would I think that they would get olam haba? Of course, it should just say lo yeshuv, and they're not going to do tshuva. What do you mean? V'lo yasigu orches chaim. They're not going to get olam haba. Hachi kamar. V'im yeshuvu. Very sad thing. If somebody who's a kaifer, a heretic, decides to do tshuva, they're going to die a quick death. Lo yasigu orches chaim. They explain that Kosh Baruch wants to save them. The Kosh Baruch is concerned, says the Maharsha, that they're going to go back to what they did before. So Kosh Baruch says, he did tshuva. Let's go. Let's leave on a high. Chaim Volozhin says, and you see it in the continuation in the Sugya, that you must do tshuva even if you know that you shall die. You're going to die. A person, you read the Gemara, it says you're going to die quick. So maybe I shouldn't do tshuva. It's pikuach nefesh. No, you should do tshuva even though you might be concerned that you'll die. Lemeimra, says the Gemara, to call a person minus mayis. But we're going to have one of the most famous stories in all of Shas. Does it mean that a person who comes back from being a apikoris, he's going to die? There's a woman who wanted to do tshuva. She came to Rav Chizda. She says, "Kalish b'kalis. You want to hear the easiest aveira I ever did? The easiest one. I'll tell you what the easiest one is, and then you try to calculate what the worst one was. You know who fathered my youngest child? My oldest child. That's the father. That's the easiest aveira I did. And I want to do tshuva. Go get her some tachrichim. She's trying to do tshuva here. She's a dead woman. According to this girsa, she didn't die. But from the fact that she said that she did a lot of averis worse than this, must mean she was also an apikoris. And she didn't die. She didn't die. So the Gemara, the reason why she didn't die is because she didn't do sincere tshuva. Okay, we could explain like that. Had she done real tshuva, she would have died. So if that apikoris comes to you and says, I'm alive. The Gemara doesn't know what it's talking about. Weiter with his apikoris. So you tell him you didn't do real tshuva. That's why you didn't die. Go ahead and do real tshuva. Some people say, wait a minute. If only an apikoris dies right away, what if a person does a serious avera? Now we say the same exact story, but in a different way. This woman who said that she did terrible averas, he said, listen, she's a dead woman. Umeisa, in fact, she died. So what do you see? She died from the avera, from fathering a child from her own son? No. No, she was also not apikoris, that's why she died right away. Here comes the story. What? From doing an avera over and over and over, and a person does tshuva, you don't die from it. We learned Amru Alav al Rebbe Elazar ben Durdaya. Now, l'chayre, his name is Elazar ben Durdaya. The reason why they call him Rebbe, it's at the end of his life they called him Rebbe because he did tshuva. So that's the story. This Elazar ben Durdaya, he's with every single zayin in the world. He heard there's a zayin that lives far away. She took a lot of money. He took this whole pouch of money. To get to her, he had to cross 7 rivers. During the act, she released air. According to the Ben Yehoyada, she literally, with her mouth, she blew out. But most people don't learn like him. Amra, just like this air is not going to go back in. You should know that she was rating him on, they say in Yiddish. You're not going to be able to do tshuva. Forget about it. This jarred him, this got him good. Holach v'yoshav ben shnei orim. So Rabbi, I just want to see if anybody's mechaven to my little pshat here. I thought it's simple pshat, nobody said it. So I'm hoping somebody here will be mechaven. How do you learn pshat over here? Holach v'yoshav in shnei harim. He sat there between the two mountains, ugvois. We even have a little bit of a picture, I think, somewhere. Here. He sat there between the two mountains and the valleys. Bakshu le'rachamim. Omar harim ugvois bakshu le'rachamim. I'm asking you, please, ask for my forgiveness. Why should we ask for you? We're busy with our own stuff. We have our own problems. The mountains, everything. There could be earthquakes. Who knows what? We got to make sure that we don't fall apart. Okay, forget you guys. He goes straight to the heaven and the earth. Ask for me. The Tanakh says that at the end of the world, the whole world becomes charav. Why? What do the harim advice do? Because they didn't ask. They didn't ask for others. They were selfish. Akoponim shenemar. Hishomayim koshen imlochu v'aretz kabegetivla. The world, the Shemayim is going to be bala. Everybody has trouble. Omar chamol levana. What about you? The moon, the sun. Actually, rachamim. Nobody wants to listen to him. What about you, the stars? Until we ask for you, we should do for ourselves. We also have issues. It's only me. Here. So, he put his head between his legs, his knees. And he cried. Here he is. He lost his life. So what's the pshat? What's the pshat? What's going on here? What's this horrific voice? So I think maybe the pshat is, if you see it somewhere, let me know. Basically what he understood is that you're in this world, you're on your own. Don't ever try to rely on anybody else. Don't rely on your father-in-law to give you money. Don't rely on your wife to help you this way. Don't rely on your children. You don't rely on anybody. No one is going to help you out. Not the Shemayim, not the Aretz, not the Kechav, not the Mazalos. Ein hadavar talui elo bi. It's you and yourself. That's the only person in this world that can help you out. A lot of people are waiting for the time that so-and-so is going to help them. Nobody's going to help you. The only person that's going to help you is yourself. It's not the Yerusha, it's not the this, it's not the that, it's you. You yourself. That's the only person that can help you out. It took him some time to chap. He started. Taisa says, what's going on here? Who was he speaking to exactly? It says Taisa on the bottom, so one pshat in Taisa is he was talking to himself. It's like that guy that comes out of Chaim Kanievsky's house and he tells the people, no, what happened? Oh, I told Chaim Kanievsky that it's this, and he told me back this. It was all, after he left, he thought to himself, I should have said this, and he would have told me that. It would have been geschmack, but it didn't. You're all by yourself. Taisa then says, no, maybe the sar of the harim, there's a malach, did speak to him. Akolpanim, I think it's a very big aside. Don't ever wait for anybody. I thought about it. I was at the Levaya. Our friend Nati Bloiger was nifter at 50. How old? 50, 51. Lives on this block. You'll probably see the cars and a lot of traffic here. Nobody cares. No one cares about you. Not even your own kids. They'll come visit you once a year for a half hour. They'll do some Lili Nishmas for you. They'll donate a Sefer Torah. Nobody cares. You're by yourself. Chaparain. Because nobody else is going to do it for you. In Avodah Zarah, the Hasidim say, in Yiddish, you is D. D. So the Hasidim say that there's no vitamin D. It's all vitamin B. That's the only thing that helps you. B. D, U is nothing. Zog the Gemara. Yeah. Wow, we got to go. So says the Gemara, his neshama went out. Yotzasa Baskov Amra. This is the second time in our Masechta. Tomorrow is going to be the third. Rebbe Elazar ben Darya. Mezuman l'chaya olam haba. The Shemayim, they called him Rebbe. What's there? Who do we have? Givadim Iftar. Wow. Givaldik. And Yerushalayim?
Those are the givers.
The givers. You hear what the Baskel said? Rebbe Elazar ben Durdaria mezum l'chayoy l'mabo. What's this Rebbe? Rebbe? So maybe you could say Rebbe teaches us a tremendous lesson. We had Bar Katia that taught us a lesson. He was a guy. But here we have a Jew that was over this Aveira over and over with every Zayin in the world, v'chulu v'chulu. At the end of the day, he did tshuva. And he went, he was Zeich L'Olam Haba. Anybody's a Rebbe. He teaches us a lesson that anybody could be telling you, a few people told me, if you would know the amount of arayos I was over on, you would not ask me to do tshuva. I can't do tshuva. I can't. I said, you could. Here it says over here, you didn't do more than Rebbe Elazar ben Durdaya. And he did tshuva and he's a Rebbe. Says the Gemara, Rebbe Chanina, Rebbe Yoina's son, Avakaz Barucha. These two were going on the way. There's a fork in the road. Oh, sorry. Those, it takes many years. I did? Oh, ask the Gemara. So that's the Gemara's whole question. The reason why we brought this whole story was to prove that you die from an Aveira, not just from Minus, also from an Aveira. Look, he died. As soon as he did real tshuva. Says Gemara, that was one of the vartim that somebody said, I remember who said it here in the shir, that when you do an Aveira over and over, it's like Minus. That, I think Moshe Feinstein they brought it from, or something, that, huh?
The first time I think it's a mitzvah.
Ah, that's what it was. Okay. Oh yeah, no. We were trying to explain why Avram Avinu had 400 prakim. So to Avram Avinu, everything was Avodah Zarah to him. Anything that was off in the midas and whatever, because anything the Avik B'tuva is like a midas. Okay. Look at this guy. In a few moments of just crying, he got Olam Haba. V'amar Rebbe. And what's our vart? There are those who do the Daf Yomi for 1 hour and they cry Olam Haba. Rebbe, says Rebbe, I can't believe this. It's not enough that they did tshuva and Kosh Baruch accepts the tshuva. El Shekayri Noisim Rebbe. We call them a Rebbe. They're going in the way. They came to a fork in the road. If you go to the right, you go to Avodah Zarah. And if you go to the left, you go to the Zionist. I think it's better for us that we should go on the route of the Avodah Zarah, Amud Beis. The Nochas Yitzrei, because as we learned in the sugi over there, I forgot where, but we had that. Here it is. Let's check this out. The Chachamim davened on Avodah Zarah. The gates are Avodah Zarah. When we had that sugi, we understood why it's a lion. And they took the lion, and what did they do with it? That Avodah Zarah, they put it in a pot. And what did they do afterwards? It was a pot full of lead, and they covered it. That's where the gates are Avodah Zarah is. So I'm not concerned to go next to the Avodah Zarah, but this nos, that's a little dangerous. Here, tremendous insight. What do we see in Shas? That if a person has an Aveira right in front of him and he controls himself, he didn't do anything. He didn't do a positive thing. He just didn't do a negative. It's a Sheval Taisa. How do you know you get Sachar on that? From this Gemara right over here. Let's go over there by the Zionist, and we'll control our Gate Sahara. We'll get from that a lot of Schar. All the Zionists ran away. Where did you get this idea that you're not going to be nichshal? Because it says in the pasuk mizima. Mizima, we have to see what it means, but let's say it means Torah. Mizima tishmar alecha. The Torah is going to guard you. Tavuna, understanding. Tinsereka, it's going to also guard you. Amalei Rabbanu l'Rava. My mizima. What does it mean in the pasuk mizima? Ilay Torah. If it's talking about Torah, the chsiv ba zima, because we know that Torah. It's called Zimo, Metagimin, Atzas Chid, Chsiv Ba, Zimo, Metagimin, Atzas Chitin, Uchsiv, Hivli Eitza, Higdal Toishia. Okay, so it's called Zima. Yahachi, but why is it called, why does it say in the pasuk Mizima? It should say Zima. Yahachi, Zima Babayle. If you're talking about Torah, it should say Zima Tishmar Alecha. The Torah is going to watch you. What's Mizima Tishmar Alecha? So maybe we have to say a different pshat. Mizima is like what we all thought to begin with. Midvar Zima means an Aveira. And then you put like a comma. Mizima. Tishmar Alecha, the Torah is going to protect you. That's why we learn a lot of Torah, because Torah protects us from Averis. That we have to do. Turning of the daf. A dark global expert in international financial services, anonymous. As it's chos v'atzlochen, ruchnis and gashvis for the smooth, healthy labor and birth. Givat shalva, a Torah, true community in Givat Zev. Toner Rabbanon. New story. Kishenit was Rebbe Elazar ben Perato, Rebbe Chanina ben Tradion. Rebbe Chanina ben Tradion, we say by the Asar Arugim Malchus. Terrible story. They killed 10 of Gedolei Hadar. One of them was Rebbe Chanina ben Tradion. So Rebbe Elazar ben Perato and Rebbe Chanina ben Tradion were caught. Omer Rebbe Elazar ben Perato, Rebbe Chanina ben Tradion. Ashrecha shenitfasta al davar echad. I'm jealous of you that you got caught for learning Torah. One thing. Eli shenitfasta al chamisha dvarim. Chaval. I was caught on 5 things. The Gemara is going to explain later what it is, not today. Omer Rebbe Chanina. Ashrecha shenitfasta al chamisha dvarim atonitzol. Look, you got caught. You're right, but you're going to be saved. Eli shenitfasta al davar echad ve'ini nitzol. I'm not going to be saved. Shato sakta b'Torah ubigmilus chasadim. You hear this? You used to learn Torah and do chesed, that's where you're going to be saved. Vani lo yisakti ele b'Torah bilvad. I only learned Torah, that's not enough. Does this help me with my fight with Rabbi Yehuda Freilich? I think so. You see, if you do one thing, Torah, it's not enough. He's right, it's not enough. But at the top, huh?
Rabban Abaya with
Yeah, Rabban Abaya. He was the Torah, he lived longer, that's what you mean. If you only learn Torah by itself, you don't do any chesed, it's as if you don't have Hashem. Says Taisus. The truth is, I should really show you this pasuk before we see Taisus. It says in pasuk, so Taisus darshans that at the end of the pasuk is Eloi Torah, but in the beginning of the pasuk he did have Torah, but it's the Eloi KMS. It's as if you don't have a God. My Eloi KMS. If you just learn Torah without Chesed, it's as if you don't have a God. I don't understand something. Reb Chanina ben Tradion didn't do Chesed. You shouldn't give your money to tzedakah. You have to make sure that the guy in charge is like Reb Chanina ben Tradion. So you see that Reb Chanina ben Tradion had a tzedakah, he was in charge of a tzedakah. Says the Gemara, we're giving an example. It's like saying you should only give tzedakah to a place that has somebody in charge, like Reb Chaim Kanievsky. Doesn't mean Reb Chaim Kanievsky is in charge. He should be on that level of Reb Chaim Kanievsky. Oh, you'll see tomorrow. He says that I had my own Purim money. I was going to buy a meal for my family, and by mistake, I gave it to the tzedakah fund, and I didn't ask for the money back. Okay, farfallen. I gave it. That's it. I didn't say a word. You see that he was in charge. Says the Gemara, you're right. He was in charge. He did it, but he didn't do it properly. He could have done it better. Says the Gemara, a new story. So they bring Rebbe Elazar ben Perato. Why are you learning Torah? The Goyim, the Romans, what are you doing? We said no Torah. And why did you steal? Omer lehu isayofa lo isafra. A person, if I go by the sword, if I'm a ganav, then I'm not a learner. V'isafra lo isayofa. And if I'm a learner, I'm not a ganav. Yeah, like the Maisa. This woman was pulled over for speeding. So she tells the cop, says, "Where's your license?" "I don't have a license." "Where's your registration?" "No, I don't have." "Insurance?" "No." "Open up the trunk." She says, "I can't open the trunk. I just killed the guy. He's in the trunk." So the guy gets all nervous. So he calls his supervisor. Supervisor comes, says, "What happened over here?" This guy's crazy. He says, "Where's your license?" She says, "The license." Okay. She takes out the license. "Registration?" Open the trunk. She opens the trunk. There's nothing there. She says, "I understand something. Didn't you say you have a dead body in the trunk and you don't have a license?" She says, "Oh, and you're also going to believe that I was speeding probably also, right?" So, she says, "Oh, if you're saying that I'm a Ganav and a Talmud Chacham, now, if you're going to believe one of the things, then you have to believe in both, and it's impossible. It's impossible to be both. Since you can't believe me on that, so then you can't. So obviously, I'm not both. And if you're going to take one thing off, so you have to take both of them off. The whole thing is gone. Oh, very good. So, but why is your name Rebbe Elazar? Oh, he says, Rabban should see him. I teach people how to weave. I'm a weaver. I'm a famous weaver. Oh yeah, you're a weaver. Isolate Trei Kiburi. So they brought him 2 like spindles of thread. Omrlei, hey the Shasi v'hei Darva. Which one is Shesi? Which one is Erev? So we know Shesi goes one way, Erev goes another way. But in fact, one of them is thicker than the other. Shesi is thin, and Erev is thick. You look over here. So this is the machine. I have to get one of these machines. Be'ez Hashem, especially when it comes to Shabbos, we'll have to get one of these. They sell small ones on Amazon. We'll get it. So the strings are stationary, the red and the blue strings, and then you have this little football-looking thing that has a string, and you put it through. So the air goes like this, goes through like that. So the Shesi is the thin ones, they're the stationary ones, and the Arev is the thick one that goes through. So he had no clue, right? He made up a story that he's a weaver. He has no idea which one is what. Israchash le'nisa seyadenes. Asazi burrito. Whoever is doing that wrapper thing with the candy, please stop. Shkoyach. If you want, we have a chalkboard with some chalk. You can do your nails on the chalkboard. That's the same exact thing for me. Asazi burrito oisiva al deshasio. Comes a female bee or wasp, hornet, and plops herself down on the Shesi. Vasoizi bura, and the male bee, v'yasav the irba. Famous joke, a guy tells his wife, I killed 2 flies today, a male and a female. So she says, yeah, right. How do you know which one is a male and female? He says, because the male was on the beer can, and the female was on the mirror. So, how exactly did he know? Like, I think it's easier to know that this is Shesi, this is Erev, than to look at the horn and, oh, this is a Zachar, this is a Nekeva. Taisus asked the question, not me. I don't understand Rashi. He goes in and he says it means 2 different types of animals. Okay. So he says, oh. Why? Because if you take a look over here, this football thing is like the Zachar. And the stationary is the Nekeva. So he says, the Shesi, this is Shesi, this is Erev. Okay, Givaldik. Shesi is the Nekeva, Erev is the Zachar. I understand something. Why don't you come to where we do that whole Avodah Zarah stuff? I'm an old man, what do you want? They're going to crush me over there. I just looked it up for fun. Not fun, but in Mecca, like we had a terrible tragedy in Miron, but in Mecca, every so often, like in 2000, over 2,000 people got correct. 2015, 2000, and in 1990 it was 1,500, and every few years 600, 400. It's all. So it's like, here we even have a picture here. The guy got trampled. The shtickle here. This old man. No, so it's not him. This is not Rabbi Gamliel. This is I don't understand. Nobody ever died this. So what are you scared about something that never happened? That day somebody died. And so why are you keeping the Torah? Why do you let your slave free with the whole get shikr? I denied the whole story. So one guy got up and said, no, I saw Eliyahu came and dressed up like one of the Romans. Eliyahu tells him, you're in big trouble. You better be quiet because look at all these nisim that happened to him. There's going to be a ness. If you don't stop testifying, there's going to be a ness here. And you're trying to show your riches. You stop it right now. You continue with his testimony. He got up to testify. There's a letter that had to go to the Caesar back in Rome. So he said, oh, you just stood up, Givaldik. You look like the perfect guy that could go all the way to Rome with this letter. Here, take this letter right now and go. So they gave it to this guy. Also Eliyahu, Paski Arbemeo Parsi, something like this maybe. Gave him a Gesundte Zetz and went flying 400 amas with the letter. Also, he left and he never came back. Rabbi Sai, have a wonderful evening, a gewaldige night.
Merit the schus of spreading Torah throughout the world. Sponsor a shir today. MDYsponsor.com or sponsor at mdydaf.com.